Our letter sender for today is Mr. I was fired in just 1 week. Hey there again, Ninja! This is Rhea once again, and you are watching the 4th episode of Dear Ninja. If you haven't watched the first 3 episodes, I will link the playlist up there or link it down below. But in this video, we are going to talk about a story of someone who got fired in just 1 week, or even actually less than that. I know this topic is very sensitive and one that I am not really sure how to answer, but I feel that I need to share it with you just so you'd be aware and also to help this letter sender with his concern. Maybe some of you out there have also experienced this and can also help or can also give some insights of what you did, or maybe you know some people who have experienced this. Please share your insights or your thoughts, because you never know, you might change someone's life with your comments or with your insights. So comment down below if you have anything to share. Now, on to the story. I will just highlight the most important things because it's kind of long. Mr. I was fired in 1 week sent me this story or this letter. So let me read the highlights to you. He mentioned that after signing the contract with this company, the company told us that we should undergo training. Training period usually consists of 60 working days. After the first week of training, the company informed us that after a careful consideration and evaluation, the company has decided not to regularize us. Medyo ninervyos po ako sa call simulation kasi. Okay lang po sana yun na hindi ako umabot sa passing score na 85% and my grade is only 80%. So he was kind of nervous during the phone simulation. He got an 80% when the passing rate was 85%. And he felt that it was just okay, but sinabi niya na kaya lang po ang kinasasama ng loob ko, hindi naman nila kami talaga na-train ng maayos. So he felt like they were not really trained properly. So how could that be that they will not be regularized when it was just like barely a week of training? And to continue the letter, as I recall, Monday to Wednesday, we had a discussion. Thursday, we had a call simulation practice. And then Friday, there was an actual call simulation. So talagang walang tinuro. There was no discussion. Nag-effort lang ako na makinig sa call simulation ng mga with call center experience, kaya ako natuto kahit paano. So he mentioned that he just made an effort to listen to those who had call center experience in the class, so he was able to learn, at least. Ang ayoko pa is that after signing the contract, they congratulated us. And based from my experience in other companies, you are hired and should undergo probationary period for at least 3 to 6 months. He said that the company did not inform them that they could be fired from the company even though they haven't even reached 1 week yet, because he believed that it should be 3 to 6 months before the regularization decision, which I believe is also true. He mentioned, ang masakit po kasi after nila ako congratulate, sinabi ko na sa mother ko and my 2 kids that I got hired. So he was hurt because he already told his mother and his 2 kids that he got hired. Ako, kaya ko pang tanggapin, pero yung mga taong umaasa at nag-expect sa akin, napakasakit kapag nabigo ko sila. He said that he would have accepted it if the company informed them beforehand that they could be fired from the company even if they would just be in for a week or so, but they were not informed or anything like that. And then, they were also informed that their last pay would be paid to them after 45 days. If you notice, it was kind of a complicated story and one that had probably happened a lot of times in other companies. And I just want to say that I am not a lawyer, law student, or an HR personnel, and I cannot comment on the legal side of this because I don't really have the experience in terms of the legalities of this. But what I believe is that when you're in probationary period, it's really 3 to 6 months. And it's in the labor code that on the 5th month you will be appraised, and then on the 6th month they will decide if you will be regularized or not. Correct me if I'm wrong. And that is because that was my experience previously. So after 6 months, if you pass all the necessary things that you need to do, the company standards and scorecard and everything, you will be regularized. But in this case, they were fired in just 1 week. And to quote, he mentioned that the company said that with careful evaluation. So how could that be a careful evaluation when it seemed like they were not given a chance? Because it was just 1 week. You know me, if you have watched my videos, my previous videos, I would always put the call center companies in a positive light because I feel that that is one way for me to give back to the industry that helped me to be a better individual. But we cannot also deny that there are companies that seem to do something that are not pro-employees. And it's just sad that this had to happen. So I mentioned that yes, the right thing to do is to file a complaint, but it is going to be a long battle against the company. I mean, I've known some people who have complained and spoke with their HR about this, or even went as far as Dole to speak with the authorities about what happened to them in their company. But then again, if you have the time and effort to do this and to wait until the complaint gets resolved, then of course, please feel free to do it, because I also believe that it is the right thing to do. I mean, why would you just complain and complain when you're not doing anything, right? I mean, this is not directed to the letter sender, but I'm just saying it as a side note that when you complain, you should also take action and do something about it. Don't just complain and complain, right? However, this letter sender needs to feed and support a family. So with that in mind, you cannot really afford to wait in there until the complaint gets resolved, because it's gonna be a long process, and you need to put food on your table. So I also advised him to look for another job. So like in my previous video or previous episode, I also enlisted the help of my co-trainer friend, and this is what he said, which I also agree on. Focus on your future prospects. The BPO industry is an industry of many cultures. The ability to adapt to these cultures is a must. And yes, we feel your frustration because it's really not an easy thing to go through. At this point, if you just wait for whatever happens with a complaint, it will just add to your stress and unnecessary negativities in your life. It's like a question between, should I complain and wait for it to get resolved, or should I just move on and look for another job? I mean, practically, I would say, yes, you can file the complaint, but you also have to focus on the other side, which is to look for another job so that you'll be able to support and feed your family. My friend Alec mentioned that in the real world, nothing is handed out to you for free, and yes, you should actually work hard for whatever you want to achieve. If it means going through another experience of job application, contract signing, call center training, nesting, then so be it. You just have to be strong and be prepared to go through all these things again and again until you get that job that will help you support your family in the long run until you get that stable job that will put food on your table. So I really feel for our letter sender, and I felt that he was really hurt with what happened. But what I can say is just use it as a driving force to do better and to focus on your strengths, and just believe that you will be able to find that job for you and the right company that will take care of you as an employee, as an individual, and not just a part of their business or part of their figures or numbers. That company that will treat you like a human being because you deserve it. So that's about it for our letter sender for today. Thank you so much for sending over your letter. I really appreciate it. If you feel that your story needs to be featured and to be shared with other people, with our viewers and subscribers, please email me hello@callcenterninja.com. Use the subject line Dear Ninja, or message me on Facebook, my Facebook page, and I'll be glad to share it with our viewers or readers. So as usual, if you like this content, please like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and remember, I have videos every Wednesdays